Bueno, el día de hoy en Share Coordinates venimos a un congreso llamado AEC Next que se está llevando a cabo en Anaheim, California. Este congreso está dedicado a la arquitectura, a la ingeniería y la construcción y vamos a darnos una vuelta por el Exhibit Hall para ver qué podemos enseñarles, qué podría ser útil dentro de sus obras, así como también vamos a intentar hacer un poco de entrevistas y ver si alguien puede darnos un poco más de información. Pero los invito, vamos.
Hi everybody, we're back again out here in this great event today, and we have here Philip from Construction Site. Philip, introduce yourself and tell us your role in the company.
So my name is Philip. I am the Chief Product Officer for a software company called Construction Site. And we allow you to visit job sites remotely and allow you to collaborate and capture progress across time so that you can see how construction changes week to week or month to month, or how a construction project should look compared to a model.
That's awesome. Our listeners this month actually asked us specifically, how can we implement construction technology or BIM or all these technologies into our projects and into the field? So give us a little more depth about what Construction Site does and how it solves that problem.
Well, so just in general, I've been in construction technology for a while and have been in construction. And what's important when it comes to construction technology is how is something easy to use and implement, and for non-technical people. If you want to implement construction technology like Construction Site, you can download like mobile apps, something that would work on mobile. Our app specifically is a mobile app that integrates directly with 360 cameras. So you can take one of these right here. This one, for example, costs $70 US, and you can connect it directly to a phone or an iPad, and then you can quickly add photos or videos on top of a construction drawing, and you can repeat that over weeks, over months, so that you can capture progress, and that's going to be highly valuable for the team in terms of being able to understand progress of construction, make sure they're meeting scheduled deadlines, making sure that the quality of construction is meeting the owner's requirements. And also you can collaborate. Let's say you have an owner or design team that might be in a different country or a different state. This is very convenient for them to allow them to visit remotely and collaborate with you so that you can catch issues.
So for a long time, I think there's been a big gap between getting people to the job sites, understanding what's happening and the progress, and this really solves that by using kind of the technologies that are already out there. Like, this isn't something you made, right? This is something from Samsung. You can find it off the shelf.
All of these are off the shelf. Right now we're in an interesting time, 2017 and 2018, where there's been an explosion of this new technology, these 360 cameras. Just a few years ago, you'd had to spend $10,000 US and buy 8 cameras and spend a lot of time to put things together. And these new cameras really change everything.
So that's awesome. So it brings people to the field or to the job sites digitally, gives them a chance to track the progress.
Yes.
And what are some of the unique solutions that you're hearing back from clients, issues that they're solving from their projects?
So with this virtual job site, they're able to, for example, collaborate and communicate with each other. They can create an RFI directly from a 360 photo, which gives you the entire context of what's going on there, compared to if you just have a photo and it's just on your phone and it's isolated and you have to spend a lot of time to turn it into a proper request for information. With Construction Site, it's a lot easier to do that because it's streamlined.
That's wonderful. It's bringing visibility to the job sites, updating people, and you're tying that. I see it ties the drawings, images, and also kind of that quality check all into one platform.
That, and also, in addition to tracking progress over time, you can compare the state of the job site to what it's going to look like in the future.
Right, so that ties in the 3D model as well, as I can see, and that's something that our listeners are trying to figure out how to do. So it's matching up those views, and then you can check the progress as you go, check for schedule, check for quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate the interview, and it looks like Construction Site's doing great things for the AEC industry. We look forward to seeing what else they'll come up with in the future. Hi listeners, Pablo again, back here, our AEC Next Expo. I have here a very awesome interviewee. We have Kelly from ClearEdge. Kelly, why don't you tell us your name, your role in the company, and then we'll get to the questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kelly Cohn, I'm the VP of Product Management here, so I'm responsible for all of our different software products, making sure they're actually useful for people. Been here about a year and a half with that. I was with Beck Group out in Dallas for about 10.5 years in the construction and architecture space. So.
Awesome. So a lot of years in the industry, awesome perspective. Now our listeners are really excited because they want to know what these vendors at this expo can tell them about bringing solutions to the field for their projects specifically out in the field. So how does your software or the solution you provide do that?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of a funny story. I spent a couple of years on a project where we were doing laser scanning and trying to validate construction work in the field was actually following the federated coordination model. And it was really frustrating, very manual, very time-consuming process. And so I actually pitched, at the time I was a customer, pitched to these guys that you guys should fix this problem, automate it, make it a lot easier, faster. And then about a year later, they offered me a job and said,
so just threw it out there, like someone should just do this.
Do this.
It'd be great. Pie in the sky.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do it. The company got cut its teeth extracting geometry from point clouds automatically.
Okay.
So the core algorithms were there. It was just adapting them to a field application rather than an engineering application. So, I pushed maybe a little harder than that, and then came on board to really bring it to market. So fundamentally, the product will compare a reality capture data set from a terrestrial laser scanner to a federated coordinated model automatically using Navisworks as kind of an interface.
Right.
And then it will report out for every individual element whether it was installed or not, whether you could see it from the scan location or not, and it'll also make a duplicate copy, fit it to the point cloud data, and give you a full variance report for every individual element, so that you can go out and, in a day, check 500 or 1,000 steel members and actually know that everything was hopefully installed correctly, generally not installed correctly. That's at least been our experience so far.
So, Kelly, you're telling me that my time as a field engineer, when I used to go out there with my tape measure and check whether my duct was within 3 or 4 inches and do maybe two or three duct line routes, you're saying this is better?
It's just a little.
I'd say infinitely better if you can do a few thousand square feet. So, and I think our listeners are going to agree that there really hasn't been a way to do that until now. And you've combined these technologies, laser scanning, plus what we already have with federated models. And now you give us what kind of reporting, what does that look like?
So we've got a couple different ways. We have HTML reports, which are great for passing to people that don't have Navisworks or 3D modeling tools. Give you a lot of images and data. We can also dump out to CSV formats for taking into other data sets, taking into things like project information management systems.
Okay.
We can as-built and push all of our properties into the Navis model. So if you've got a pipe that got installed wrong, one of your chilled water pipes went in 6 inches low or 6 inches high, you as-built the Navis model, rerun all your clash sets and see is that actually going to cause a problem for a trade downstream. So Navis is a great reporting engine. And then we have integrations with BIM 360 Field, BIM Track. We should have an integration with Procore out the door pretty quickly. And there's a fourth that Synchro. We're looking forward to doing something with Synchro
Awesome.
for progress tracking, so we can automatically update a 4D schedule with the actual installed status out in the field. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be more like 3 or 6 months from now.
So great. This really brings that definition of as-built to the next level with this type of verification. And I think it's been a big gap in the industry that people just have gotten frustrated and have forgotten have forgotten and ignored. So this looks like a great solution. I appreciate the time you spent with us, and we look forward to seeing what else you guys come in the future.
Absolutely,
appreciate it.
man.
Thanks,
Thank
Kelly.
You guys have a good one.
Estamos el día de hoy aquí con Umbra en el Launch Center de AEC Next y pues bueno, podrían presentarse un poco y darnos una visión de qué es lo que están presentando en este congreso.
Claro, me llamo Faja, soy de Umbra, yo fui uno de los fundadores de Umbra, hemos estado aquí por hace 12 años y lo que hacemos nosotros en Umbra es reducir triángulos o cualquier base, sea punto de nubes, lo reducimos para que puedas verlo en móviles o en ARKit, en HoloLens. Mira, todos esos móviles, los aparatos de AR son muy pequeños, ¿sabes? Para poder renderizar modelos de CAD. Okay. Y lo que hacemos nosotros es automáticamente poder reducir un modelo en Revit y que puedes abrirlo en ARKit. Y no solo abrirlo, pero poder ponerlo en el edificio donde está uno a uno para poder revisar, ver si hay algún error, si pasa cualquier cosa, o para, por ejemplo, un diseñador puede ver sus diseños antes que están allí, puede diseñarlo de 5 diferentes maneras, un interior, y poder ir en el sitio y poder verlo, ¿sabes? Y es muy fácil, es un botón, bajas nuestro plugin de Revit, lo hacemos en Revit, Navisworks y ArchiCAD. Okay. Y básicamente es un botón. Cuando lo tienes, cualquier cosa que tengas abierto en el view de 3D, le das a un profile, nos sube en nuestra nube, nosotros lo reducimos y lo hacemos un stream directamente a ARKit, a HoloLens, en WebGL y en cualquier otro formato. También lo tenemos en Unity. Y es así de fácil. Por ejemplo, aquí tengo un proyecto de un cliente que puedes ver, por ejemplo, tiene el modelo, los sites, tiene la arquitectura, y nosotros, la mayoría de gente que hace esos productos lo hacen para ventas y marketing. Nosotros queremos hacer un sitio para colaborar y comunicar. La gente que está, por ejemplo, entre diseñador y arquitecto, dueño, constructor, pueden ver sus modelos inmediatamente en ARKit, los puedes anotar, los puedes poner uno a uno, puedes ponerlos transparentes y poder tomar fotos o estar ahí dentro y andarlo. Y es un botón en Revit, le das y baja aquí.
¿Y cuáles son sus particularidades de colaboración? ¿Cómo la gente puede colaborar con los
Por ejemplo, aquí está, mira, tengo el botón de anotación, ¿sabes? Y ya he anotado como 5 o 6 sitios aquí dentro del modelo, y puedes ver aquí pone cristal que no está bien, ¿sabes? Le das al botón de cristal y te lleva en 3D en el lugar. Y no solo que estás allí, estás en ARKit y puedes andarlo, ¿sabes? Y puedes estar ahí dentro y ver todo. Y por ejemplo, ahora si quiero, mira, este modelo aquí abajo, por ejemplo, digamos que esto es la carpeta, esta línea de aquí, lo puedo poner transparente, ¿sabes? Y poder moverlo, ajustarlo exactamente donde debe estar, y una vez que está ajustado, ¿qué significa? Que todo el resto del modelo está allí y puedes ver alrededor. Y ahora, si yo tuviese 2 o 3 maneras de esta oficina, lo puedo ver, puedes andar dentro de este modelo. Si hubiese tenido, por ejemplo, solo lo que es la electricidad y la tubería, ¿sabes? Y la estructura. Sí. Si lo había pasado, solo lo ves, y una vez que lo ajustas puedes ver dónde está la tubería. Ahora, ¿qué pasa? Mientras estás construyendo, antes de construir, el de tubería puede ver dónde van todos los tubos antes de... Es como un catálogo de IKEA. Totalmente. Antes de ver, lo puedes virtual. Ver, visualizarlo. Ahora, mientras lo estás haciendo, hay gente que comete muchos errores, y así puedes ver dónde están, visualizarlo en 3D, y puedes ver que si está o no está, o qué ha pasado, ¿sabes? En 2D tú solo ves ¿sabes? Las líneas, y de vez en cuando, en vez de un tubo ir recto, vas a la izquierda o a la derecha, o en vez de ir a la izquierda, vas a la derecha. Y eso puede costar muchísimo dinero para corregirlo, y con nosotros puedes verlo, visualizarlo antes. Ahora, si hay algún error para hacer estándares, hay un error o has cambiado algo y no es exactamente como el modelo, tú puedes anotarlo, ¿sabes? Oye, yo he hecho ¿sabes? Este cambio y quiero que en el modelo lo cambies para que sea 100% compatible con lo que estamos haciendo aquí.
Entonces, la parte de colaboración es tanto en el diseño como en la construcción.
En la construcción.
Es muy interesante.
Claro.
Y dinos, para nuestro público, ¿dónde pueden encontrar más información? información acerca de su herramienta?
Tenemos 30 días gratis, es umbra.io.
Sí. Ahí pueden encontrar
puedes hacer un...
¿Y si te gustaría contactar a través de una página web o una cuenta de Twitter?
Umbra 3D o farhat@umbra3d.com.
Muy bien. Muchas gracias.
Hi everyone, hi all listeners. We're here at the AEC Next Expo here, and we have a guest speaker that just gave a great presentation, Chad with Triax. Chad, why don't you introduce yourself and your role with Triax?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Chad Hollingsworth, the CEO, co-founder of Triax Technologies. We're a technology company based on the East Coast in Connecticut.
Awesome. Now, this week's episode specifically is all about implementing BIM, VDC, construction technology in the field. And Triax actually has a very kind of unique platform for understanding data. Can you tell us a little bit about what Triax does and also your role and how have you implemented it so far with companies?
Sure. Yeah, so we really position our company as being a connected job site network provider. So we have a technology we've built in-house which allows us to deploy a network technology on a construction site and enable the ability to collect data from IoT sensors. So that's sensors on workers, equipment, tools, materials, really bringing connectivity to an environment that doesn't have it right now.
Right.
And now you can unlock the ability to pull data for safety and efficiency of everything that's going on site.
So give us an example of how you would use that data for safety or productivity.
Yeah, so we have a clip that workers wear on their belt.
So it's a physical clip?
It's a physical clip. I actually got one right here.
Awesome. Show it. There you go.
There you go.
Awesome. Pretty small. Yeah,
pretty
rugged.
Small. It's like a very attractive looking beeper. That's how we describe it. But what our clip does, for example, on the safety side, we have a button on the bottom that a worker could press, call for help. So regardless of the language they speak on site, in a man-down situation, they can call for help.
So no language barriers.
No language, one button,
awesome.
Call for help, tells
That's
you where
great.
they are on site, what floor, what part of the floor.
What floor? Awesome.
And then, if they fall down, sends an automated alert as well. And we also do some certification tracking on who's operating pieces of equipment and making sure that people operating dangerous pieces of equipment are certified to do so. So trying to prevent any type of injury that could occur from that action.
Wow, so the sensor will also alert you automatically about falls.
Correct. Yeah,
That's great.
Any fall on site above a certain threshold will alert who fell where and when.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about the productivity side. Any results you've worked with companies already that are giving you good feedback?
Yeah, so we also automate hour tracking of your labor on site.
Yeah.
So not only just when they're there, but also where are they? So where are they spending their time? Are there certain areas of the site they're getting pulled to because things aren't allocated properly on site? So one of the things we've seen is we've been getting guys on site much faster with technology versus signing in manually.
Right, yeah.
And that's started to save a lot of cumulative hours for some of our clients.
I love it. Understanding, so just a quick summary, safety, productivity, and knowing where your people are, kind of tracking resources.
Yeah, and it's critical because about sometimes 40% of your costs on the job are labor.
That's right.
So if you're keeping track of that with manual process, there's a lot of margin for error, and it's a chaotic environment. So if anything you do to automate that process could unlock a lot of value.
Well, that's wonderful. You have any ties or discussions with anyone in Latin America or Spanish-speaking countries at the moment?
We've had a couple companies reach out. We're only deploying our system in the U.S. and Canada right now, but we do have plans to move into international markets probably next year.
Well, I'm sure our listeners will be excited when you announce those plans.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and we're excited to see what Triax is going to do in the future.
Yeah,
thanks.
Appreciate it.
Hi everyone, I'm Pablo Medina, and this is Chris Chris Langiza, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Chris, what's your role at Styles Construction?
Yeah, so I'm the Vice President of Operational Excellence. I kind of manage quality, safety, innovation, training, financials, a lot of things underneath my belt, but my real passion is around construction technology.
Awesome. Actually, and that is what we're here for today. Our listeners, in a poll that we had, specifically requested to find out more about how they can implement construction technology or innovation in the field. Mm-hmm. Now, you, as a longtime kind of person in the industry, can perhaps give us some tips on what you would recommend, or give our audience tips on implementing that in the field better.
Yeah, so probably one of the biggest tips I can give you is really finding where the value is for the actual individual users, for those people in the field. There has to be something in it for them. If you're just asking them to do something with nothing in return, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to jump on board. And sometimes those reasons why, those perspectives on why they're actually adopting that technology aren't immediately obvious to them. You may think, oh, well, BIM's going to save you a ton of time in the field. It's going to reduce the amount of rework. But all they see is they have to learn a new app on the phone. Right. They have to learn a new way of measuring. They got to learn a new total station to lay out with. So they just see it as more work for them. So if you can take something away or reward them in a way, that's very beneficial. We talked a little bit about it in the presentation today, but some of the things we've done is rewarding people just for using the application, right? Making a drawing, tracking usage. The highest user every month will get an award or something like that.
Great idea, yeah.
Darren Roos does a great job where he puts a hidden R2-D2 from Star Wars in his BIM models, and he says, anybody who finds it, come see me, show me where it is, and he moves it around, and he gives them a candy bar. I mean, simple things like that will get people excited about it, and people love to be recognized as well, so doing it at a weekly stand-down meeting where the entire job site is there, it gives them recognition as a high performer. It gives them recognition amongst their peers, and then they go, "Well, I want to get the T-shirt. I want to get the gift card." So then more people jump on board with it. The other way is making sure that it actually reduces their amount of work, right?
That's right. Yep.
So that seems obvious, but sometimes there's a barrier to get over that. So one of the things we've done is take something away that they had to do that now they don't have to do anymore, and make a trade. Say, hey, for wearing this hard hat sensor and getting your entire team to wear these hard hat sensors to track that you're on the job site and where you're working, we're not going to make you do daily reports anymore.
Wow, that would be huge, I think, for a lot of people out there to say, wow, if this does it for me, I'm willing to embrace the technology.
Yeah, absolutely. We did something similar where we're a Procore user. We want to collect toolbox talks from our subcontractors, and we were tired of them having to come into the trailer, fill out the toolbox talk form, hand it in to us, scan it, and do it. So we said, listen, you don't have to come to the trailer anymore. Do your toolbox talk. Take a picture of it out in the field. Take a picture of all your guys. Just get them to huddle together. Upload that right into Procore. You don't have to come in and fill out any more paperwork.
That's trust. I like that.
Yeah, so it's been really good for us. We're finding people are doing a better job of it. They're putting a lot more notes in it than they used to. It used to be like one sentence in their daily report, or
no one died.
Yeah, no one died. We talked about ladders. Now they, sometimes I have guys that are recording them in videos, which is really cool, and uploading them. So there's a lot of great information that's coming out of that we were never getting before.
Perfect. Okay, so quick summary. How get them excited about doing less work.
Yeah.
Reward them when they do it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of showcase that reward to everybody.
Absolutely.
Love it. All right, thanks a lot. Bueno amigos, gracias por acompañarnos hoy en este evento AEC Next. Espero que les haya gustado las entrevistas y todo lo que vieron adentro de la conferencia. Gracias.